In today's interconnected world, the concept of globalization has become increasingly significant. But what exactly is globalization? At its core, globalization refers to the interconnectedness and interdependence of a nation, economies, culture, and societies across the globe. One of the key aspects of globalization is the exchange of goods and services on a global scale, advances in technologies and transportation on how we communicate and made it easier than ever for our products to be traded across the borders.
I feel like globalization is a huge thing for business, but I do believe different country will keep their culture for a very long period of time at least, because this is hard. I can see for example, Chinese culture has been, especially for young generations, their attitude, values, and a lot of things, and lifestyles has been hugely affected by American culture, like their Hollywood movies, the pop stars, those kind of TV series, those kind of things. But still, because you are living in a place surrounded by elder people who have traditional and classic values, so you cannot avoid it. You cannot say, oh, I just want to be a single lady.
Yeah.
Your parents will be in a panic, yes, and they will try to persuade you to do some things.
How nations are affected by globalization. Number 1 is the nation experience both opportunities and challenges in the era of globalization. Economic impact include increased trade, investments, and economic growth, but also highlighted the competition and income inequality. Number 2, globalization changes how jobs are available in the country, and it can make new jobs in industry that sell things to others or other country or benefit the global demand. But it can also make people lose jobs, especially in the industry that compete with the cheaper products from the other countries. Countries need to deal with the problems of people not having jobs, feeling unsure about their jobs, and needing them learn new skills because of globalization. An example of this is in the Philippines. Globalization led to the growth of outsourcing jobs like call centers and IT support. But on the other countries or industries like farming and manufacturing, so fewer jobs or resources are shifted to the outsourcing. Overall, globalization changed how people find work in the Philippines, and it gives some new chances or opportunities, but also made things hard for someone or some people. So number 3, globalization affects how countries work together politically. It can make nations cooperate and depend on each other, creating alliance or international organizations that countries talk to each other and join global meeting and help decide worldwide rules and safeguard their own interests. But at the same time, globalization can create political issues, and some worry about losing control over their own business or decisions. Knowing the sovereign and balancing what's the best for their countries and what's needed globally can be a challenge.
Here are the globalization trends. The first one was the technological advancement, which is advances in technologies such as artificial intelligence and digital communication play a pivotal role in accelerating globalization. In technological advancement, throughout the history, technological improvements have brought about a number of significant changes, which is when technologies or applied sciences improves in terms of precision, accuracy, efficiency, power, or capability. Some of the technological advancements such as industrial robots, artificial intelligence, and machine learning are advancing at a rapid pace in globalization. The second one was the cultural interaction. Globalization has facilitated extensive cultural exchange, enabling the sharing of practices, values, and ideas across borders. This interconnectedness has given rise to a more diverse and interwoven world. The third one was a cultural interaction. Even the wealthiest cultures are essentially worthless in the absence of cultural interaction, because of these cultures have been creating tools for the exclusion of some social classes from acquiring knowledge for 1,000 of years, in addition to tools for a cooperation. Through mutual understanding and respect, this interaction adds to the globalization to many cultural influences. The third one was the global health consideration, highlight the interdependence of nations in facing health challenges. Collaboration, information sharing, coordinated responses, and diplomatic efforts are critical components in addressing and mitigating the impact of global health threats, emphasizing the need for a collective and global approach to safeguard the public health. When it talks about the global health consideration, globalization has improved health through the spread of new medical knowledge, affordable medical technology, and human rights. But there are numerous health hazards associated with globalization of economy, which is predicted on a conservative model of the regulated trade investment and low government control.
So let's talk about social media. Social media plays a big role in everyday life, and people, or especially me, that using platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to connect with my friends and share my story and stay updated on the news and trends from around the world. Whether it's posting my photos, chatting with my loved ones, my friends, my family, and online, or following influencers on TikToks, social media has become integral part of my daily life. And from the viral challenges to online shopping, social media platforms offers a wide range activity that influence how people spend their time and interact with others. Social media also transformed how business operates, with many entrepreneurs using platforms like Facebook sa marketplace and sa Instagram, sa shops to sell products and reach out the customers locally and globally.
Economic growth. Economic growth means countries doing more trade and sharing ideas to make life better. This helps everyone by creating new jobs and making life better. It's like a big journey where we try to help everyone, but sometimes some places get more benefits. So it's important to find ways to make things fair for everyone while taking care of our planet.
Another element on our digital poster was taxation. It is a source of profits in Philippines because the money we pay to the government is spent to make better and to maintain the public infrastructure. They also use these funds for, like, in the school, hospital, and other programs. For us, collecting tax is a must because it can help us to maintain our country, but the government must take care of the taxes that the people pay. This is the third element on our digital poster. In recent years, the phenomenon called globalization is weakening the basis of taxes, since taxes serve as government's primary source of income for funding public initiatives that support economic growth, stability, and for income distribution that requires careful thought.
And now I'm going to explain about loaning. Loaning, money used to pay back a loan to a bank or other financial institution. A loan payment includes part of the money borrowed, the principal, and part of the fees associated with borrowing the interest. For example, a 50,000 loan to purchase a house can result in a monthly loan payment of over $1,000.
Material innovation. Over the years, many buildings and towers have been built. Before, the building was made in clay, stone, and timber. But now, they use metals, plastic, and concrete. Buildings and tower now is more stronger than the old buildings and it is more convenient because building now has elevator and escalators. Unlike before, there are stairs only.
Technological advancement. Since many platforms has been made, many works in social media has arrived. Just like freelancer and also the self-employed individuals. Before the freelancer, there was a work like this through in person. And now freelancer is taking a job through online. Also, freelancers has many deep benefits because it has a high earnings. Because mostly of their client is foreigners. And now there are so many freelancers in the world. They don't need to work in person because they can work through online. Before in camping or when you go on a trip, compass or map is the ones that we are using. But when technologies and social media arrive, many platforms has been made. And one of it is Google Map. It is more functional than the compass and the map because it is easy to use and you can find easily the place you want to go.
The population is the total number of people in a given area, and population growth is the change in the measure of the living people in a nation. Population also causes global impacts like pollution, global warming, climate change, natural disaster, and mainly unemployment. SWOT analysis strength. First one, economic growth. Is growth of the standard of living as measured by per person, real GDP. Our purpose in this chapter is to explain what determines growth of potential GDP. This will help us to understand why some nations or regions have experienced rapid economic growth and attained high living standards while others have stagnated at low levels of real income. Next one, cultural exchange. In general, is defined as when people of two or more different backgrounds trade ideas, feelings, stories, and customs. Cultural exchange can be used as form of creating dialogue and understanding diversity in communities to help build community relations and cohesion. Third one, access to capital. What is access to capital? Access to capital is how hard or easy it is for someone to get money or resources for their business. Most people need to access capital when starting or growing a business.
In weaknesses, there are three categories. The first one was the inequality. Globalization can exacerbate economic disparities between developed and developing nations. Inequality is global economic integration has increased throughout the same time frame. This leads some economies to propose that economic inequality and global economic integration are related. The second one was the job displacement. Certain industries may face job losses due to outsourcing and global competition. Some people lose their jobs as a result of shift in resource allocation to economic change. Labor becomes harder to track as production becomes more globalized and move across borders. If the shift is permanent, it can result in long-term unemployment. The third one was the environmental impact. Increased transportation and production for global markets can contribute to environmental degradation. Environmental damage may be caused by increased production and transportation for international markets. Because of this impact, global biodiversity is being weakened by increased greenhouse gas emission, ocean acidification, deforestation, as well as other types of habitat loss or extinction, climate change, and the introduction of invasive species. Also, one thing that globalization impacts the environmental is through pollution caused by increased transportation of goods from one country to another.
Innovation. When companies from different places work together and share their ideas, they can create a better products. By combining their knowledge and skills, they come up with a new and innovative solution. Sharing insight helps them to understand what customers want and making their products even better. Working together globally means they can make products faster and get them to customers sooner. Overall, when companies collaborate and exchange idea, it helps them to make awesome product that people love. And for example of this in the Philippines, a local health group teamed up with a global medical technology company to set up a medicine to clinics. These clinics help people in faraway places see doctors through video calls and especially equipment. By working together, they bring medical care to areas with a few hospitals or doctors. This collaboration make it easier for the patients to get help without traveling long distance. Overall, it's improved healthcare for everyone and no matter where they live. Market expansion. Access to global markets enable company to reach a broader customer base. In response, business innovative to tailor products and services to different cultural preference, regulatory requirements, and market demands. Like in tourism and hospitality industry, globalization has opened up opportunities for the Philippines to attract international tourists and investors to diverse range of attractions, including beaches, historical sites, and natural wonders. This has spurred innovation in hospitality services, ecotourism initiatives, and destination marketing strategies to cater to the needs of global audience. So let's talk about the technology transfer. Like in the Philippines, it has a big changes in how people use money because of the smartphones and the internet. Companies from around the world like PayPal and GCash brought a new ways for Filipinos to pay for things using their phones. With apps like PayPal, Filipino can send and receive money from anywhere in the world. Like GCash lets people pay bills online, shop online, and even interest money using their phones. These apps are popular because they make it easy and safe to handle money without needing cash. Many local banks and stores now work within this app and making it even easier for the people to use them.
First is vulnerability to economic crisis. Globalization can amplify the impact of economic downturns affecting interconnected economies. Cultural homogenization. Because of the economic growth, many cultures losing its uniqueness, and it leads to loss of cultural diversity, and many cultural and traditional practices like religious beliefs, cultural festival, and traditional form of arts are being replaced by dominant culture. This can be a problem because it can lead to erasure of cultural heritage. And because of that, many people lose interest in their own cultures and traditions.
Global dependency refers to the mutual dependence between two countries at a global level, with one country depending on another country for trading goods and services, and creating global interdependence. This creates a mutual trust between two countries exchanging goods and services to enhance business opportunities.